The Power universe has kept fans on the edge of their seats for years, from Ghost's rise and shocking fall to Tariq's dark transformation. Every twist has left people talking. But now, with multiple spin-offs and rumors swirling, the big question is looming. Is the Power universe really ending? What will happen to Ghost, to Tariq, and to all the stories that have captured fans' hearts? The answers are scattered, the speculation is intense, and every fan wants to know what comes next. This isn't just about one show, it's about a universe of crime, power, and secrets that has changed television. Fans are desperate for clarity, and the truth might surprise you. The journey of the original Power series was nothing short of explosive. Ghost, or James St. Patrick, started as a man living two lives: by day, a successful nightclub owner; by night, a drug kingpin running one of the most powerful operations in New York City. His ambition and desire for respect drove him into dangerous situations, constantly walking a tightrope between the law and the criminal underworld. Ghost's story wasn't just about power, it was about identity, betrayal, and the consequences of living a double life. Fans saw him struggle with family, business, and enemies who were always one step behind, and the tension built with every episode. His complicated relationship with his wife, Tasha, and his son, Tariq, made every decision he took personal, raising the stakes in ways that kept audiences glued to the screen. Every choice Ghost made came with consequences, and the series was relentless in showing that no one escapes the world of crime unscathed. Tariq St. Patrick's story grew directly out of Ghost's world. At first, Tariq was a teenager trying to navigate the chaos of his father's criminal life while attempting to fit into the normal world. But as Ghost's empire expanded and threats increased, Tariq had no choice but to adapt. Viewers watched him evolve from a naive young man into a cunning strategist, learning from the very mistakes and lessons his father faced. His moral compass shifted, showing the audience how power and survival can change a person. Every confrontation Tariq faced, every alliance he formed, and every betrayal he witnessed shaped him into a character fans couldn't ignore. The series didn't just set up Tariq as Ghost's son. It prepared him to carry the universe forward, a factor that becomes crucial when considering spin-offs and the future of the franchise. The original series also focused heavily on relationships and loyalties, both in the criminal world and within families. Ghost's alliances with characters like Tommy Egan, Kanan, and Angela, among others, were complex and layered. Friendships turned to rivalries, trust was tested, and betrayals were frequent. The series never allowed any character to remain static. Everyone was pushed into morally gray areas. Even secondary characters had arcs that impacted the main story, showing how interlinked the universe truly was. Each plot twist added depth and suspense, making the narrative feel larger than just one show. It felt like a sprawling saga where every detail mattered. Fans became invested not just in the main storyline, but in every subplot, knowing that seemingly small events could have huge consequences later on. Ghost's death was one of the most shocking moments in the Power universe, leaving a void that changed everything. It wasn't just the loss of a character, it was the loss of a central figure whose decisions drove the story. Fans debated motives, suspects, and outcomes for months, analyzing every clue left behind. But even after his death, Ghost's presence continued to influence events, particularly in how Tariq stepped into his shoes. This transition highlighted the theme of legacy and the consequences of living in a world where crime and ambition collide. Ghost's empire, his enemies, and his secrets didn't disappear. They became the foundation for the spin-offs, giving fans a reason to continue following the universe. The original series wasn't just a story. It was the start of a sprawling narrative that would grow through multiple perspectives, keeping the audience engaged for years to come. Tariq St. Patrick's journey is one of the most compelling in the Power universe, showing how a young man shaped by tragedy and ambition can become both a survivor and a player in the criminal world. From the very beginning, Tariq was caught in the shadows of his father, James Ghost St. Patrick, and his legacy loomed over every decision he made, growing up in a household torn between love, loyalty, and betrayal. Tariq witnessed firsthand the cost of living a double life. At school, he was the typical teenager trying to fit in, but at home, he faced the consequences of his father's empire, enemies lurking, secrets buried, and the constant threat of danger. These early experiences forced Tariq to mature quickly, learning lessons in deception, manipulation, and strategy that no ordinary teenager should ever face. As he navigated both worlds, viewers saw the subtle shift in his character, from a boy relying on his father's protection to a young man ready to carve his own path. Even if it meant embracing moral ambiguity. As Ghost's empire began to crumble, Tariq's transformation accelerated. He witnessed the betrayal of allies, the downfall of enemies, and the brutal reality of power when wielded without conscience. Unlike his father, who struggled to balance family, love, and business, Tariq learned to compartmentalize his life in a way that allowed him to adapt faster to threats. Every confrontation, every lie, and every calculated move taught him that survival required more than loyalty, it required cunning. By the time the events of Power Book 2, Ghost began, Tariq had become a figure who could both manipulate situations and play the long game, taking risks that even seasoned criminals might hesitate to take. His evolution was not sudden. It was built scene by scene, choice by choice, revealing a young man who understood that power, even inherited, had to be claimed and defended at every turn. Tariq's relationships were central to this evolution. His connection with Tasha, his mother, was complicated. Love mixed with tension, trust mixed with manipulation, and loyalty mixed with betrayal. With his father gone, Tasha became both a guide and a reminder of the world he was stepping into, showing him the importance of strategy and the dangers of emotion in a business governed by ruthless decisions. Tariq's interactions with other characters, including allies and rivals, further illustrated his growing sophistication. He learned to read people, anticipate moves, and sometimes exploit weaknesses, becoming a player who could influence events without being in the spotlight. These dynamics also highlighted how Tariq's character differed from Ghost. He was younger, smarter in some ways, and willing to bend moral boundaries in ways that Ghost never fully embraced, showing fans that the next generation of the Power universe would be just as unpredictable and intense as the first. The choices Tariq made in the spin-offs have reinforced his role as a central figure in the Power universe. From forging alliances with unlikely partners to outmaneuvering enemies who underestimated him, Tariq demonstrated an ability to survive and thrive in a world built on deception. Yet, his journey has never been purely about ambition. It has also been about legacy. Every step he takes reflects the weight of Ghost's influence, the mistakes of the past, and the need to define his own identity. Fans are drawn to this complexity because it mirrors real struggles with morality, ambition, and family, making Tariq's story relatable even amidst the high-stakes crime drama. His evolution also sets the stage for future spin-offs, hinting at potential crossovers, unresolved conflicts, and new power struggles that will continue to define the universe for years. Tariq's transformation is a reminder that, in the Power universe, no character remains static, and every action has consequences. He embodies the tension between legacy and self-determination, showing that power is not just inherited, it is earned, fought for, and sometimes stolen. As he continues to navigate a world filled with danger, deception, and opportunity, Tariq remains a figure fans cannot ignore. His journey is far from over, and each decision he makes keeps viewers guessing, proving that even in a universe where Ghost has fallen, the next generation is ready to rise, challenge, and redefine what it means to hold power. The Power universe has grown far beyond the original series, branching out into multiple spin-offs that expand the story, explore new characters, and dive deeper into the world Ghost and Tariq left behind. Each spin-off offers a different perspective on the criminal empire, family struggles, and power dynamics that fans have loved since the beginning. giving audiences more ways to experience the tension, drama, and surprises that define the franchise. Power Book 2. Ghost continues Tariq's story in the aftermath of his father's death, showing him navigating college life while secretly running criminal operations to survive. The series focuses on his intelligence, manipulation, and adaptability, highlighting the risks he must take to protect himself and those he cares about. It also shows how the choices of the past Ghost's decisions, Tasha's influence, and rivalries within the criminal world continue to impact Tariq's life, reinforcing the interconnected nature of the universe. Meanwhile, Power Book 3. Raising Kanan takes fans back in time, exploring the early life of Kanan Stark, the character played by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson in the original series. This prequel dives into how Kanan became the dangerous and ruthless figure that haunted Ghost and Tariq in the present timeline. The series explores his family, upbringing,